Kelvin Gastelum, brother, always good to see you. It's been a couple of weeks since the big win over Ian Heinisch, so I just want to know what's been going on, man. You been enjoying yourself, taking a little vacation? Are you back in the gym already? What's the focus been like for you?
Yeah, I've been definitely enjoying this victory more than maybe usually I would. I've been enjoying this, and so yeah, I've been in the gym a couple times already. I haven't been training consistently, but I've been in the gym. I want to get back in the gym, but my body's still a little sensitive to strikes. I still got a couple bumps and bruises throughout my body, so it's not fully healed to where I'm comfortable training at 100% still. But I want to come back as soon as my body is able to do it well and healthfully, or how do you say that?
Healthfully works.
Healthfully, there we go.
Listen,
Yeah,
I imagine by now you've had a chance to watch the fight, right? I mean,
yes, sir.
what lessons did you take out? I mean, obviously this was a big win. The result was what mattered more than anything. But what'd you feel overall about your performance and in a hard fought victory over a tough dude?
Yeah, I mean it wasn't anything to brag about in my opinion, but it was a hard fought fight. I went in there and put my heart and soul into that fight because I knew the level of opponent that Ian is. I know that he was coming in to kill or be killed, and he was hungry to take my spot. So I was really nervous going into the fight. Just I wanted to get the W at all costs, and I know it was a really smart, real tactical fight. Not a lot of risks being taken on my part, but I'm proud of myself. I'm very proud of that fight.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it was a smart fight, and I don't know. I was a little disappointed to hear you afterwards going like, nothing to brag about. I mean, a win's a win, especially over a
Yeah,
tough guy, right? I mean, that was a key win for you.
absolutely. You always want to go out there and you want to please the fans. You want to please everybody. Go with a big knockout or a big submission or something like that. But I feel like I went in there and I kind of set myself apart from him, and it kind of really showed my true my true level in this sport. And I feel like my experience played dividends. I think I'm putting everything together better than any other time in my career. I'm finally feel like we're putting everything together just perfectly, and it's crazy to see, it's crazy to feel. What I feel now is not what I felt when I was 21 walking out. It's not all. It was cool to see the progression of what I feel during the fights and how different it was this time.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, I was checking out your social media and you had a couple posts that really stood out to me that I really liked on Instagram. The first was you and Ian backstage and your
Yeah.
quote was, that was an amazing fight. You said you inspire a lot of people with your perseverance and resurgence, and may God bless you and your family. And as you said, he's got an incredible life story.
Yeah.
Um, but that
Thank you.
conversation, I was just curious what that conversation was like with you two guys backstage, because I think you two guys are two of the most respectful people I know, and as you said, to acknowledge what he's been through and what he means. I was just curious, kind of what that conversation was like.
Yeah, it was really cool. I hadn't really talked to him besides that. Just said hello to him after the weigh-in, and then so it was cool to talk to him, kind of get to know him a little bit more. And he was such a really nice guy, really down to earth guy. So was his people around him, and he said maybe he wanted to come and train with us. I told him maybe he can even come stay at my house. I told him, shoot me a message, and maybe he can even come stay at my house and we can train together over here at Kings.
That's the best part of this sport. And you two guys can go out there and punch each other in the face, and then it can come
Yeah,
crash on your couch and learn from you, man. I love that. So then the other post that you had, you said the circumstances and events that we see as setbacks are often sometimes the very thing that launches us into periods of intense spiritual growth. And I wanted to ask you about that because, I watched your interview with Joe Rogan afterwards, and your emotion was there. And I talked to you before the fight. I think you were putting on a very strong front, man, a very strong face that, hey, we're focused, we're dialed in. This is just business as usual. But it was so cool to see how much the win really meant to you afterwards, how much emotion. So when you talk about the struggles that become the spiritual growth, I mean, is that talking about, the losses and the difficult times through this past couple of years while you were waiting to get back in the win column?
absolutely. I think there's a lot going on in the world right now, and I'm not immune to any of these issues going on outside, and it was hard on me and my family. I've lost family as well, um, and so it's I know it's been a hard year for a lot of people, hard year and a half for a lot of people for a lot of reasons, and yeah, I just wanted to kind of put that out there. I know that it's me personally coming back from back to back to back losses and going through this whole pandemic, I wanted to kind of share that, share a little positivity into the world, and it's been hard. It's been hard to get motivated to do it over and over again after losing a few times, and kind of have to dig deep into yourself and ask yourself, do you really want to do this? Why do you want to do this? And kind of dig deep, and it kind of is a spiritual growth that happens, and finally we're here on the other side. We're on the other side of all that, and I feel like we're gonna hit a real good stride in this new phase of my career.
Yeah. What answer did you come to when you had to seek that? Like, why do I do this? Is it? I mean, I know you've been a competitor your whole life. I mean, obviously it's a nice financial income as well. I mean, what were your reasons why?
Yeah, I mean, it's just for my family. I do this for my family. I do this to build my future. I do this to build my, not only that, but also a legacy, leave a legacy for myself. I never wanted to go out on three losses and just call it quits. It's not the type of person that I am. And, but those thoughts run through your mind. It's like, oh man, do I even want to do this? Or, it just runs through your mind, and to have those answers, those questions answered, you get those answers, you get those questions answered once you get your hand raised.
Yeah, it means like I do wonder about that mentality. Like I feel terrible like talking to you guys beforehand. When you've had a couple losses, like, hey, where's the mindset at? But I felt
For
like you did a
sure.
really good job of just kind of like blocking that out. Like, it just seemed like you were kind of like not allowing yourself to tap into that, ahead of the fight. Was that kind of the mindset going in? Is like you got to kind of tune all that out and just think
Yeah,
about what's here and
that was
now.
that was kind of my point with that, John. I know you said I kept a real good face of focus and whatnot, and that was kind of my point. Was to kind of just stay focused and stay in the moment. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times I'm not in the moment. I'm thinking about what's gonna happen if I win. What's gonna happen after this fight? Where are we gonna go celebrate? And sometimes that's the case, and I don't want that. I don't want that to happen anymore. I want to stay focused on my opponent and worry about what I really have to worry about.
You crazy. You talk about entering this new phase of your career, and obviously, you're through this testing stretch. You know what's nuts? How the hell are you still 29 years old, man? Is that nuts? You're not even 30 yet. Like you're just now entering your athletic prime, I would think. So is it even amazing to you even that what all you've done already and still be in your 20s?
Well, it's crazy to see just how everybody's portraying me as the veteran now, the guy there with experience, and how that's kind of changed. The tide has kind of changed, as me being the veteran, which is kind of crazy to me, but it is what it is. I still feel very young. I still feel like I'm still beginning, still figuring it all out, making it all better each and every time. Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited for this new phase because I feel like for the first time we're putting everything together just perfectly. And in the fight, I figured that out really well.
Yeah. Does 30 scare you at all? Does that sound like a big number to you?
It does a little bit. I don't feel like I'm 30. I feel like I'm still, 25, 24. But you know what? It is what it is. I'm going to celebrate big. Hopefully, I continue to do good this year and win and celebrate by the end of the year, by the fall.
No doubt. It's crazy what you've been through. I got to read this list because it's insane. I was looking at this before the fight. I don't even think people realize this. Before the Ian Heinisch fight, listen to your opponents. Jack Hermanson, Darren Till, Israel Adesanya, Ronaldo Souza, Michael Bisping, Chris Weidman, Vitor Belfort, Tim Kennedy, Johnny Hendricks, Neil Magny, Nate Marquardt, Tyron Woodley, Jake Ellenberger. That is the most insane stretch of fights I think I've ever heard. I know you praise Ali Abdelaziz for being one of the greatest managers. Do you ever tell him, Ali, what are you doing? Give me some easier fights, man.
Yeah, that's always been part of my thing, and I always wanted to move up the ladder, fight the best names, fight the higher ranked names, and the UFC has always been good to me, man. They've always been really, really good to me. Have given me most of the time the fights that I wanted to be able to move up in my career, and I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful it's all working out. I'm grateful that they give me these opportunities, and sometimes it works out in my favor, sometimes it doesn't.
It's a hell of a run, though. I mean, I'm just curious. I mean, you're still in the middle of your career, so I don't know that you get to look back much. But I mean, do you even look at that list sometimes and say, "Holy cow, I have fought the who's who"? And do you maybe feel like maybe people don't respect you? I mean, I don't know if everybody realizes that's the consecutive. There have been no gimmies in there at all. It's been nothing but killer after killer.
Yeah, I know it's crazy. I have 6 losses. I know 3 of them are by split decision, so 3 of them could have gone the other way to me. So I could be, I don't know, even 20 something and three or something. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, a lot of these fights were really close. Could have been the other way. Um, but I don't look back too much. I like to look ahead. Look ahead. Look ahead. What's next? Like Tom Brady says, "What's your favorite ring?" It's always the next one.
Not a bad guy to emulate right there, man. He's doing it well. You gonna be doing this into your mid-40s like Tom Brady, or is that a
Oh,
little
I
too
don't know.
crazy?
I might be a little too crazy, but you never know. If I'm around still at that age, it's because I love it.
No doubt. So we know right now you can't, like you said, you can't get back in the gym full time. So what does Kelvin Gastelum do spare time, man? Are you I don't know, man. Are you I don't even know what you do outside. You're kind of I don't want to say you're private, but I don't know a whole lot about what you do. So
Yeah.
knowing that you can't be training, what do you do?
Yeah, I'm just spending time with my family at the moment, investing a lot of time with my family, with my sister, with my mom. They're here in California with me at the moment, which hasn't been the case in the past. Most of the time they're away or I'm away, and it's been good having them here and just get to be able to enjoy them. And yeah, man, I don't do much, other than travel. I love traveling, going to new places, and hanging out with friends. I was supposed to go and travel this coming weekend, but I got family obligations, and that's really what it is. Just I'm a family man.
Very cool, man. Well, I hope you're enjoying that time. Have you started mapping out the next fight? I mean, are there names that make sense? Are there dates that make sense? Have you and Ali or you and the UFC started having those conversations? Because as we said, man, you fight nothing but killers, nothing but the best of the best. Now you're back in the
Yeah.
win column. So have you started mapping that out yet? What makes sense for you? What are we looking at?
Ali mentioned something about fighting in about 5 weeks. That's breaking news. No, it's not. It's not. Nothing's been put together. It's not. Nothing's been put together. He just mentioned to me that maybe if I want to keep active, then maybe 5 weeks would be an option. But I don't know if that's going to come to fruition all the way. I don't know if that's going to happen.
What do you think? I mean, does it appeal to you, or do you say 5 weeks? No, leave me alone. I need some time with my
Oh yeah,
family.
I said hell yeah, let's do it. I want to stay active. I want to continue to fight, and just as long as the opponent is right, I want to keep moving up the ranking. So it's got to be a good opponent as well.
Did he give you a name, or did he just give you a date?
No, he just gave me a date. Just
Oh,
gave me a
okay.
date, and no. He just gave me a date of possibly in about 4.5 weeks. I think that's March 27th. Um, but other than that, I mean, I really don't know if it's going to happen, but that's what he mentioned.
Very nice. Got to ask you as we take a look at the whole division. Are you excited about the opportunity of Israel Adesanya moving up and challenge for the light heavyweight title? Or are you kind of bummed because that keeps the light heavyweight title or the middleweight title, I should say, on freeze a little bit? What are your thoughts on that?
I have no issue with it because I'm not fighting next for the title. Maybe if I was fighting next for the title, I'd be like, hey, what's going to happen? Is this guy fighting or not? Is he going to stay? Is he going to come back down, defend both belts? But that'll be answered, I think, soon enough. Um, I'm worried about me. I'm worried about what I'm going to do to be able to move up the rankings. I know that I don't deserve the shot right now. So um, I'm excited, actually, nonetheless, to see Izzy go up. I always enjoy people trying and accomplish that feat. And Izzy, I think, in my opinion, is going to be able to do it. I think he's going to make it look easy. Not that I have anything against John Blachowicz. I think he's an amazing fighter. I think he poses a lot of problems for a lot of people. I just think it's not going to be out of sight. I think he's going to probably pick him apart. In my opinion, I just think he's too technical.
Yeah, I think that's an exciting fight for exactly the reasons you said. Like Blachowicz is obviously powerful, you know, is a massive light
Right.
heavyweight, but Adesanya's striking is so good. It's going to be exciting to see. So
Yeah.
we'll see how it accomplishes. And turns out you're a closet Derek Lewis fan, huh? You finally revealed to the world. Is that one of your
Yeah.
favorite fighters?
I mean, yeah, I mean, he's always been a fan favorite of mine. I've always enjoyed watching him fight ever since his first fight. Just never vocalized it, you know. But I've always enjoyed watching him fight. I've been around him a few times, and he's always a cool guy. So yeah, I'm a big Derek Lewis fan.
Yeah, he's entertaining in the cage and out of the cage for sure, to say the least. So
Anytime he wins is an entertaining night, you know, because you know he's going for the knockout.
no question. Fans like the knockout. So, all right, you said it, Kelvin. Next phase of the career, you got the win under your belt. You can put the dark days behind. What's the plan in this phase? I mean, do you have a goal for this year? Are you thinking short term, long term? Now that you're in this new phase, you know, what are the goals and the plans?
Yeah, I want to fight 3 times at least this year, and yeah, I want to fight 3 times this year. Hopefully, go 3-0 and keep moving up the rankings. That's what's on my mind, you know.
I dig it. And we got this possible March date. We don't know if it's going to come to fruition. Is there a deadline? Like, do you need a certain amount of time to get ready? Is there a deadline by when you would say, Ali, we got to know, or one way or the other?
Well, I mean, if they give me, you know, a little short notice in about 2 or 3 weeks, then that's going to be pretty hard to take. Something around 4 to 6 weeks is going to be a lot more doable.
Fair enough, man. Well, listen, I've taken enough of your time. I appreciate it, man. It was good to catch up with you. I'll leave you one last thing, man. I like the inspiration that you've had. Is there any inspirational messages that you want to send out there? Just thoughts that you want people to have? Because as you said, it has been a rough stretch for everybody, and I'm sure they could use it. So what's the messages you want the Kelvin Gastelum fans to know out there?
Yeah, I just getting my mind right is really what happened. You know, it's just getting focused on what I need to do and taking the actual responsibility for what I need to do. And that's really what it is. You know, if there's something that you need to do or you got to do, you just focus your mind on what steps you need to take to be able to achieve that. That's really my message.
Awesome, Kelvin. Well, I appreciate it as always. Congrats on the win, and I got my fingers crossed, man. I'm hoping we see you back here in Vegas on March 27th.
We'll see, my man. I'm excited. Hopefully, it comes to fruition and it happens. I want to stay active, so we'll see.